Hey YouTube, it's May 16th, 2021. I thought I'd put up a video because someone in my comments surprised me by asking if I was alright. I was amazed that any of my 13 or 14 viewers would actually care, so I thought I would let the world know. First of all, he addressed me as Bubba, and my name is not Bubba, but I guess I can't blame people for calling me Bubba because I haven't given you anything else to call me. Anyway, I am all right. I'm all right. Do not worry. Everything's going really well. My last video that I published, I say that I published because I've created some other videos that I decided not to publish. The last video that I published was about the startling thing that happened with online dating. I have connected with a lady from Zambia, of all places, an attorney, and things have just gone incredibly well, and we're still together and still praying together at least twice a day, and working on things like visas and so forth. Apparently, it's extremely complicated trying to get anyone in the United States now. As I think I've said before, unless they're terrorists or illegal aliens. I told her that she should just walk across the border from Mexico and pretend she's not here. But anyway, it's difficult to get people into the United States, especially after coronavirus. It looks like the best way to get someone in for our purposes is something called a fiance visa. So in order to get that, you have to meet the person you want to marry in person somewhere on Earth prior to applying for the visa. So that means our first date is going to be someplace overseas because getting her into the United States is so difficult. Apparently, tourist visas pretty much don't exist now. And also, even if they did exist, you have to get them through an embassy, an American embassy someplace in the world. And the American embassy in Zambia is not really doing much of anything right now. So anyway, we're working on this, and we're thinking we may go to Egypt, or I really wanted to go to Israel, but it looks like you can't get into Israel. It's going to be quite a while before you can do that. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. God will help us. I mean, he's the one who breaks down strongholds, so I'm not concerned about it. I became less enthusiastic about making videos, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that a popular YouTube channel was destroyed by a homosexual group. There's I don't know the name of the group. You can look them up. Some group in England. They complained because TB Joshua, formerly the biggest evangelist on YouTube, a Nigerian man, he was casting demons out of people on video, and he cast out demons of homosexuality. Well, obviously, if you're a Christian, you know that this is a normal thing. I mean, if you're an actual Christian, not a nominal Christian, not someone who thinks Jesus was a gay Buddha, not someone who thinks Christianity is a philosophy. I mean, someone who actually believes in the Bible and knows that God is a spirit and that spirits are real and all that. If you're a real Christian, you know that casting out demons is normal, and you should know that it's not normal for a person to want sexual activity with a person of the same sex, and that spirits can be behind that. So anyway, TB Joshua was caught doing this. It's a purely religious practice. It has nothing to do with therapy, nothing to do with psychiatry, medicine. And I was disturbed that YouTube was so quick to get rid of his channel. They destroyed his entire channel. They didn't say you have to take down this video or that video. They took down, I don't know, maybe at least hundreds, maybe thousands of videos. This guy's been on there forever. He does wonderful work. He heals people right and left. They come in, they bring their doctor's stuff, their x-rays, whatever. They prove that they're healed. Just a really excellent body of work this guy has, and because his purely religious practices made some homosexuals in another country angry, now he's gone from YouTube. It bothered me because it showed that a line has been crossed. The people who are against Christianity are the children of the Antichrist. I mean, that's what they are. They're the children of Satan. Satan is the spirit of the Antichrist. And they want us off the earth. They want to take away our jobs. They want to get us off social media. Obviously, they want to make us ashamed of God, ashamed of Jesus. That's really one of their goals. Satan wants to be the god of this world. Satan's like Liberace. He's this effeminate former cherub who used to perform music and lead worship in heaven, and he's a he's a diva. That's what Satan is, and he can't handle the fact that he was rejected. So he wants to take the focus off of people, the race of beings that was created to replace him. Our job is to be his replacement. We're supposed to praise God and perform the functions that Satan failed at. So they're trying to get rid of us, and I've been talking about this for years, long before I had a YouTube channel. I've been saying there's going to come a time when you really have to toe the line. Eventually they're going to start beheading us and so forth. They already do this in other countries, but they're going to be doing it everywhere with government approval sooner or later. But until that, obviously they're not doing that now in the United States, so they're just ramping up the persecution, and it's going to get worse and worse. It's always disheartening to hear people who call themselves Christians saying, "Oh, we're going to take over the world and everybody's going to hold hands and be shiny and happy." It's not what prophecy says. It says we're going to be driven off the earth and God's going to rapture us and remove us. So people have been kind of reluctant in this, what they call the cancel culture, the Antichrist culture. They've been kind of reluctant to go directly after the church. But now they've taken this step, at least on YouTube. They've taken the gloves off. The mask is off, the gloves are off, and now they're openly opposing completely normal Christian practices. So it tells me that the end is very close, and it makes me wonder if there's any point in being on YouTube, where 13 people see me. It seems like I'm just making myself a target and probably not reaching enough people to make it worth the effort. I think that's what the kind of balancing act that God does when he thinks about when is the time for the rapture. He looks down and he says, how many people are being reached? How much are my people suffering? How many of my people are being lost because of temptation and persecution? What am I getting out of this, in terms of saved souls? When does it cease to become worth the investment? I thought about getting rid of my blog, which has thousands and thousands of posts on it. A gigantic number of comments you wouldn't believe. I've been thinking about getting rid of that too. So, I don't know, that's the explanation. I'm not sick. I haven't had a horrible experience with this lady that I met. I'm not in prison. I haven't died. That's what's going on. I keep getting more and more revelation. I keep getting closer and closer to God. He keeps helping me to grow up and be a less evil person, to be a person of love and maturity and so forth. Kind of goes against my normal nature, my flesh nature. So things are getting better all the time. I just feel like increasingly I am divorced from this world, and I am not as interested. I'm less and less interested in what happens here. Imagine that you're on a sinking ship, and it's sinking, and it's on fire, and other bad things are happening on the ship, and your future's not on that ship. And at the other end of the ship, people are playing shuffleboard and they're betting money on the outcome. Are you really going to be that interested in that shuffleboard tournament? It's not going to mean a lot to you. If jewelry is stolen from your stateroom, you're not going to care. You know what I mean? The things of this earth, they seem to be trivial, silly, like things that kids fight over when they're in kindergarten. Who gets the most red Legos or whatever. So, I don't know. I wish I had something encouraging to tell you, I do have something encouraging to tell you. You can be separated. You can get closer to God. You can pray in the Spirit every day. And you can be improved. Otherwise, you're going to go down with a ship. I hope that there's enough time left in the world for me to get together with this lady and for us to enjoy each other's company for a while. Right now, it's just video chat. That's our relationship, and it's wonderful. But as we both say all the time, it would be much better to do it in person. I think some people are probably rooting for me to fail, uh, but I don't see that happening. I think I've said this before. I think single women, single American women, don't like it when American men get involved with foreign women. They feel like they own us. Black men have kind of the same attitude about black women. You know, if they see a black woman with a man who's not with a man who's not black, very often they'll get upset. And black women will get upset if they see a woman who's not black with a black man. And American women tend to be a little annoyed with men who marry foreign women. And older women don't like it when men marry younger women. They feel like you owe it to them to marry them. And of course that's not correct. I don't owe anybody marriage or love. So I don't know. I sometimes have the feeling that there are people that don't root for me. My suggestion is get something for yourself. Don't complain about what someone else has. God hates envy. He says it makes the bones rot. And if he said that, then it must be true. Well, I guess that's about it. That's all I'll put up today. Don't worry about me. Keep getting closer to God. I thank you for inquiring. Thank the commenter who inquired. I guess I want to go out and try to enjoy the rest of the day. Bye now. Oh, that's the woman. That's her text noise. I gotta go.